Shalom, Yasharala. It's your brother Dawada from GMS St. Petersburg, Florida, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And citation and much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Alright, so just a heads up, I'm have to split this here video into two parts, because I'm not sure if they're going to take this video down for showing this other video in this video. So I'm gonna cover a portion of this here video in this video, and then on the second part we're gonna jump into some scriptures. All right, so I wanted to cover something that Esau is exposing himself with. A lot of the things that we read in the scriptures. Sometimes, a lot of the times, the men of the Lord, we understand, we see, and we like, hey man, you go from the Most High. We understand what we already went through. We might as well just take heed to what he's saying, And but there's a lot of these things that when you look at it, everything the Most High told us, was either good or bad. There was a reason for it. You know what I'm saying? Certain things, And when you actually look at a lot of these things, sometimes Esau uses these things basically is like how I would classify this as like witchcraft. Basically just doing the things in reverse. You know what I'm saying? So like, for instance, like what we're about to get into, right? When you take Deuteronomy 28, really the whole chapter, right? Deuteronomy 28 is basically like, you see 1 through 14 is if you follow the law, statutes, commandments. This is the good side. 15 through 68 is if you don't follow the law, statutes, commandments. This is the bad side of the coin, right? So, depending on how you want to play it, that's what your outcome is going to be. So the Most High give us certain laws and things like that, like how do you say the land Sabbath? You know what I'm saying? To give the land back its nutrients and things like that. Like, well, look, you know what I'm saying? If you keep harvesting on the same land, you're not letting it recoup its minerals. You're starving the land, And so there's actually, like, besides the fact that the Most High said it, there's actually reasons behind certain things. So as I wanted to bring out in this here video, in this lesson, was how basically Esau is exposing himself really with this his witchcraft against the 2/3, and how all this here really works. And you know what I'm saying? Like, some Jake might get caught up on the fact of I want to help this person, I want to help that person, but in reality, look, man, if you can't understand that it's spiritual, that the Most High has got their ass blinded, you know what I'm saying? There's something wrong with you, But nevertheless, in this here video, Esau's gonna basically break this whole thing down, how he has this thing planned, and it's exactly how it's described in the scriptures. All right, so if you want to watch this video, this is just a clip from that video. I think it's a really like an hour-long video, whatever, whatnot. This is what you could type in: KGB defector Yuri Ben Minoff warning for America, and you'll get the longer video and everything. We're gonna just watch a couple of minutes of this video though, but nevertheless, as he's speaking, you got to translate some of these wordings. All right. So when he's talking about like the so-called communist way of life or whatever, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Basically, trade that out with Esau. That's just Esau, the damn devil, right? And now he's talking about these so-called Americans, right? They really talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American, you Jake. All right. And you got to listen to the predicament that they come up with, and that's exactly the predicament that you Jake are in. All right. Now, Esau, he just a casualty of war, He got his own nation out there as a casualty of war. They the ones getting sidetracked by this shit too, but they gotta feed it to their people so our people will believe it. All right, so we're gonna go through this, and I'll cut in here and there, and then I'll break down when he starts speaking on that. But I want you to hear this. But this is basically them explaining how the curse of the 2/3 work. All right.
Well, you spoke several times before about ideological subversion. That is a phrase that I'm afraid some Americans don't fully understand. When the Soviets used the phrase ideological subversion, what do they mean by it?
Ideological subversion is the process which is legitimate, overt, and open. You can see it with your own eyes. All you have to do, all American mass media has to do, is to unplug their bananas from their ears, open up their eyes, and they can see it. There's no mystery.
All right, so for you men of the Lord, right, pretty much no matter what level that you at, you know, more or less for the new brother that's coming in, you know. A lot of the times, as soon as you come into this thing, you know, you super excited. That's that sweetness in your mouth. But then it start getting bitter in your belly. You know, you want to go tell everybody. All right, but see, everybody not going to wake up to what you see. They're not going to see the same things you see. Why? Because like how Homeboy said, like, yo, you can see this shit is open. You know what I'm saying? It's not hidden. It's not like, you know, a couple years back where you had to go and find on some underground server some damn leaked documents and then expose that shit, print that shit out, and, you know what I'm saying, do it that way. Now it's on mainstream media news. It's everywhere. They just exposing everybody. So, like, you know, there's no secret now. But what? The mass, you know how I would use, for example, the mass Americans, they don't see this. You know what I'm saying? But really, like the scriptures say, the wicked ain't gonna understand. These Edomites, they just along for the haul anyway. And plus, we don't give a damn about them and what they doing. You know what I'm saying? We only concerned about our people. But for our people who's newly into this, and they want to so-called save, like, you know, their relatives or their friends or whatever, whatnot, and they realize that they not having no success. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't understand that the Most High already said it's going to be like that, you know what I'm saying, and you stuck in your feelings because you want to do that, like, all right, well, look, this is Esau telling you. All right, he said, even with the proof, you're not going to understand that. You can look at it, but you can't see it.
There's nothing to do with espionage. I know that espionage intelligence gathering looks more romantic. It sells more deodorants through the advertising, probably. That's why your Hollywood producers are so crazy about James Bond type of thrillers. But in reality, the main emphasis of the KGB is not in the area of intelligence at all, according to...
Now, obviously, this is ex-KGB dude, right? But nevertheless, we know Esau work all together, but basically against the Israelites, all right? So this is the same system that they got going on over here in America. This is an old-ass video for one, but this is what they're using with the social media and the things like that, all right? That's why when you get into mind control, MK Ultra, and things like that on a massive scale, this is why they have that mass programming. But nevertheless, like I'm saying, I'm trying to show you the importance of the law, statutes, commandments. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't afraid of, you know, reading Deuteronomy 28 and 68 and seeing that in your own life, you know what I'm saying? This is what's keeping our people blinded.
My opinion and opinion of many defectors of my caliber, only about 15% of time, money, and manpower is spent on espionage as such. The other 85% is a slow process, which we call either ideological subversion or active measures, активные мероприятия in the language of the KGB, or psychological warfare.
So Edom just told you, all right, that they only spend about 15% of their resources and time on what? On spying on you, Jake. And they spend the other 85% of the time trying to control your mind. All right. Think about what Esau's tactic and motive is. He can easily control Esau's mind because they Edomites. All right. He got the other nations under control. That's not who he needs. His number one resource is you, Jake. All right. And he spent 85% of his time trying to control your mind. All these little vices that you got out here, all this social media, all these bread and circuses. All right. Is nothing more than a distraction to subvert and control your mind. All right.
What it basically means is to change the perception of reality of every American to such an extent that despite of the abundance of information, no one is able to come to sensible conclusions in the interest.
So put that in perspective. All right. Again, when they talking about every single American, we only talking about Jake. All right. The wicked not going to understand. So when they talking about all these Americans, that's you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. You got the 2/3 basically. They're not going to understand. You can sit here and show them like, look, bro, here go the slave ships. Here go the prophecies. Here go, you know what I'm saying? You could, shit, I'd be like, well, for a real dumb Jake, shit, bring out, what is that? Isaiah 3, I think it is, about the curses on our women. You know what I'm saying? When they talk about the scab on the head, there's no other women on the planet Earth that need weave except for the so-called black woman. Like like the Jewish women, they shave their head to fit that prophecy. Like there's no escaping this, you know. But what some of our people with that plain evidence in their face, like, well, look at how the so-called white man is doing you, Jake. Look at the laws he's planning on you, Jake. Listen to what they telling you right now and see this is not true. And yet, Jake, they ain't gonna understand. They like, yeah, I see you, bro, but I'm trying to get this money, bro. They being blinded, and so, you know what I'm saying? Like, really, a real spiritual man can just see that the Most High got their ass blinded. You know what I'm saying? But shit. Some of our people act like they can't see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, so look, if you don't believe the so-called white man is really the damn devil, man, Here goes some footage of the so-called white man himself telling you how much of a devil he is. And look at the pride of his look as he telling you, yes, this is what we designed. This is great. This is how we fuck you up. You know, they all happy about this shit. He ain't got no problem talking about this shit. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, this is a weapon that's being used against you. And it's easy to defeat this weapon. You know, it's easy. The Most High already gave us a way out. All right. He already told us about this before the so-called white man came out. But what? Most High people need the so-called white man to tell you that, yeah, bro, we trying to kill your ass. Yeah, bro, we spend all our time and our resources trying to diminish your ass and annihilate you and genocide your ass. Yeah, we spend all our time and resources trying to kill you. All right. Your people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, are the apple of the so-called white man's eye. Everything he think about revolve around exterminating you people off the face of the earth. All right.
So defending themselves, their families, their community.
Let me go back to why this is important.
What it basically means is to change the perception of reality of every American to such an extent.
You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, especially you 2/3, you don't believe that the so-called white man is your enemy and trying to kill your ass right now, right here in front of you. Like, as much as the whole world is pointing out this damn devil, all right, got him on camera and everything, you got a vast majority of our people just be like, nah, bro, I don't see it. We all equal. You know what I'm saying? Shit, we got them little coons in the Christianity movement too, man. But just, nevertheless, just on a massive scale, our people, you know what I'm saying? They be like, yo, bro, y'all don't see this? This is the damn devil and it's the same tactic he always pull. All right, you just can't see it though. But this the reason that they gotta distract your ass.
That despite of the abundance of information, no one is able to come to sensible conclusions in the interests of defending themselves, their families, their community, and their country. It's a great brainwashing process which goes very slow.
So he kind of slipped with the brainwash right there. He wasn't supposed to tell you it was a brainwash, but nevertheless, I mean, shit, we can go get this in the first book of Maccabees, how they wanted to change, they wanted to get rid of the scriptures so that the kids and their kids would be defiled on and on and on. You see what I'm saying? This ain't nothing new. This is what they doing. The main part is they're going to get into a demoralization. All right, that's code word, Edomite word for breaking the law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? And keep it in layman Jake terms. You know how we always say, hey, you got to come back to the law, statutes, commandments. If you don't do that, you basically demoralized. Good morals is keeping the law, statutes, commandments. You break that down in American terms. What are good morals? Well, basically, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. Like, basically, that's based off the scriptures. So, good morals or demoralized, all right?
It's divided in 4 basic stages. The first one being demoralization. It takes from 15 to 20 years to demoralize a nation. Why that many years? Because this is the minimum number of years which requires to educate one generation of students in the country of your enemy, exposed to the ideology of the enemy. In other words, Marxism-Leninism ideology is being pumped into the soft heads of at least 3 generations of American students.
So you say Marxist Leninism, all that shit is code word for Esau's demonic ass way of being. All right, that's that wine that he getting the nations drunk with. No matter how he try to dress it up, fascism, socialism, all that shit is Edomite domination. All right, but nevertheless, what he just broke down was how you give it to these 3 generations of kids, right? And so again, you go back to the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1. I think maybe down between verse 41 and 47. They tell you how Antiochus was trying to convert every damn body. I think it's verse 47. How they was talking about that the kids was they was going to rip up the Bibles and stuff like that. And they was persecuting the parents that would teach their kids any of the law, statutes, commandments. They would forget the law, statutes, commandments and follow after his ways. The same thing that they doing today. All right. It's the exact same thing. All right. There ain't no more, oh, you got to have faith and believe this shit. Like, these motherfuckers line straight up with the descriptions of who they will be in the Bible. All right, there's no way around it. It's like they're not acting to be like this. They don't. A lot of these motherfuckers don't even believe in the Bible, but yet still they still walking right in those foot tracks of who the Edomites would be. Just like you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. If you don't want to believe it or not, you still under them curses. You still walking in the footsteps to that same description. All right.
Without being challenged or counterbalanced by the basic values of Americanism, American patriotism. The result you can see. Most of the people who graduated in the 60s, dropouts or half-baked intellectuals, are now occupying the positions of power in the government, civil service, business, mass media, educational system. You are stuck with them. You cannot get rid of them They are contaminated. They are programmed to think and react to certain stimuli in a certain pattern. You cannot change their mind, even if you expose them to authentic information. Even if you prove that white is white and black is black, you still cannot change the basic perception and the logic of behavior. In other words, these people, the process of demoralization is complete and irreversible. To get rid society of these people, you need another 20 or 15 years to educate a new generation of patriotically minded and common sense people who would be.
So you're going to get back into it, but nevertheless, he just said you stuck. You know what I'm saying? It's a perpetual cycle. You're going to keep teaching your kids because you didn't raise up a generation of kids. Now they're adults and they're the ones promoting this perverseness and this demoralization that you keep raining down on your kids. If they think is, you know what I'm saying? If you got the leaders now that's telling you you can be gay and this and that, now look at the kids in the schools growing up thinking that that's okay. What do you think they're going to teach their kids and so on and so forth? All right. And then he just spilled the beans. He said, look, the way to get out of this is you got to retrain up a new generation the right way. All right. Now, when we go deeper in this, what's the right way? And what are we doing? You know, the exceedingly great army that's being built up to usher in the kingdom of heaven. All right. And then what Isaiah 60 and I think like maybe verse 18, I think it is. Isaiah 60 and 20, I think it is, and 21. About all our people going to be righteous and things like that. I guess you can start at verse 18 and go on down. But nevertheless, how all our people going to be righteous, you know, and the Most High writing the law, statutes, commandments inside of us. All right. That's how we're going to be able to change all of this. All right. But really, at this, you know, what we can do now to try to stop this is shit. Take heed to this, but only the elect gonna take heed to this here song. They the only ones that's gonna hear this song. My sheep do hear my voice and they do follow. But the rest of them, the 2/3, they're not gonna hear this. They don't understand this because not only is it spiritual, but the so-called white man is playing out his part to make that shit come to pass. And now you can just see it as it's being manifested right here in your face. All right, proving to you that look, man, this so-called devil being exposed every single day, man, to the fullest.
Acting in favor and in the interests of the United States society.
And yet these people who've been programmed and, as you say, in place and who are favorable to an opening with the Soviet concept, these are the very people who would be marked for extermination in this country.
Most of them, yes. Simply.
Now, as he's talking about these certain people that was put in place, now a lot of this stuff is CIA operatives. You know, they create certain movements. Obviously, like I don't want to say the Black Lives Matter is CIA. That was like George Soros. But nevertheless, it's Esau operated, right? They create oppositions, right? So nevertheless, they create these groups and have people follow them. You know what I'm saying? So just like with this truth, you know what I'm saying? They saw the truth came out. So what you think they did? They infiltrated our group. So what? Some people who find out they're Israelites might get caught up in the trap in one of the damn CIA groups or some shit like that. And then they being led astray. They going out there buying a bunch of guns and going out to the gun ranges and looking like goddamn terrorists. And they get caught in Esau's trap. That's what the hell he do. He subvert them, you know? He come and be, you know, that real tricksy shyster that he is. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, you got our people that's going to be out here that's not going to be able to see this here thing coming. Why? Because they blinded, all right?
Because the psychological shock when they will see in future what the beautiful society of equality.
All right, hold on. Let me get back on this part here.
People who've been programmed and, as you say, in place and who are favored.
Now he's about to get into these people that's, like I was saying, that's being set up, you know? Not only that, they also have these people that are set up to be so-called, I'm going to use the term like persuasion actors. They persuade movements in the culture, i.e. like your hip-hop stars and celebrities, you know? For instance, if you want to sell a new alcohol, give it to your new rapper and let the rapper sell it. Not a whole, you know, like everybody talking about Ciroc because why? Diddy got Ciroc or whatever, whatnot, so on and so forth. So you got these persuasion artists that's persuading the people to be a certain way, all right? And then Esau has the power to just, it's basically divide and conquer. Esau, the Hegelian dialectic. Homeboy create all these goddamn groups and put them at each other's throat to divide everybody. Just like he used like one of the curses against Israel, you know? We hate each other as brethren, all right? So that's why we weak, all right? We individuals and we weak and we can't stand up together to fight Esau, all right? And we under other curses. But nevertheless, you know, this is what Esau is doing. But now he's got these people all grouped out so they can't fight. All these people are Jake, all right? All weekend little groups. And then when he come in with what? Martial law, King Alfred plan, Rex 84, Project Megiddo, Jacob's trouble. All right, when all this stuff come down, it's gonna be easy to clamp down on you, Jake, because you already, how do I say, you already distracted with the bread and circus, and plus you mind controlled basically. You know, you've been brainwashed to be like a child. You're not even thinking on your own. All you doing is got the pacifier in your mouth and watching TV. You totally oblivious to everything that's going on around you. All right, you don't even realize, you know, that damn house on fire. You got your pacifier in your mouth and you watching goddamn SpongeBob. That's all you see. All right.
To an opening with the Soviet concept. These are the very people who would be marked for extermination in this country.
Most of them, yes. Simply because the psychological shock when they will see in future what the beautiful society of equality and social justice means in practice, obviously they will revolt.
And that's the key to why Esau want to keep you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans dumb as hell to who you are. Think back to the book of Exodus, all right, with the Pharaoh. All right, he said, come let us deal wisely with them. At least there, you know, there's a war that break out. You know what I'm saying? They many in number for one, and at least there a war break out and they join together with our enemies and they basically take us over, you know? We got to keep them distracted. So let's intensify they work, make them serve with harsh rigor and you know, more oppression, you know, keep them occupied, you know, so that they don't understand. Because if they ever wake up to see what the hell we doing to their ass, they're gonna really attack our ass, and then we don't really want that smoke, you know. So we got to keep these people occupied and dumbed down, and then when they're about to wake up, we got to exterminate them. I.e., what you think is going on now? There's a vast awakening right now with our people, and what you see Esau doing, gathering up his damn goon squad. All right.
They will be very unhappy, frustrated people, and the Marxist-Leninist regime does not tolerate this.
Oppression make a wise man mad. Once Jake wake up and see what the hell they got going on, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Judah is a lion's whelp who shall raise him up.
They will join the links of dissenters, dissidents. Unlike in present United States, there will be no place for dissent in future Marxist-Leninist America.
And when you wake up to who you are and you start becoming awoke, you become a damn threat unto Esau.
Here you can get popular like Daniel Ellsberg and filthy rich like Jane Fonda for being dissident, for criticizing your Pentagon. In future, these people will be simply squashed like cockroaches. Nobody is going to pay them nothing for their beautiful, noble ideas of equality. This they don't understand, and it will be greatest shock for them, of course. The demoralization process in the United States is basically completed already. For the last 25 years, actually it's overfulfilled, because demoralization now reaches such areas where previously not even Comrade Andropov and all his experts would even dream of such a tremendous success.
And this is an old video, and he's saying it's been way overdone. Alright, now just think of this new generation with Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all these social media sites and stuff, what they doing with that, alright? And how brainwashed they and oblivion they are, thinking they damn giraffes and ponies and shit.
Most of it is done by Americans to Americans, thanks to a lack of moral standards, as I mentioned before.
Thanks to a lack of moral standards, because they ain't got this truth. They teach each other lies.
Exposure to true information does not matter anymore. A person who was
Listen here, the truth don't matter no more. This is the closing point. The truth don't matter no more. It's just about, you know, this delusion they live in.
Thanks to lack of moral standards, as I mentioned before, exposure to true information does not matter anymore. A person who was demoralized is unable to assess true information. The facts tell nothing to him.
How important is that? Now, the truth, what they talking about, is really the truth of the law, statutes, commandments. Esau Edom is the damn devil, first and foremost, and you don't need to be listening to him. Everything he says is a damn lie. All right, everything he doing is contrary to the scriptures, all right? So, once you see that, you understand that you just already on a losing course. He's just breaking it down to you in so-called white people terms.
Even if I shower him with information, with authentic proof, with documents, with pictures, even if I take him by force to the Soviet Union and show him concentration camp, he will refuse to believe it until he is going to receive a kick in his fat bottom. When a military boat crashes then he will understand, but not before that. That's the tragic of the situation of demoralization. So basically America is stuck with demoralization, and unless
So basically, that was all I wanted to show in this here video. All right, you can go and watch this video if you want. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, he basically broke it down to these 2/3. You know what I'm saying? These 2/3, like he said, look, you can show them the whole camp and everything. You know what I'm saying? You can bring them to the cell. They still not going to believe they going into that damn cell. The only time they going to believe it is when the damn boot hit their ass cheeks and they being thrown into the damn cell. That's when they going to remember. That's how a lot of our people going to be, man. A lot of our people going to keep clinging on Esau into the damn very end. All right, they're going to just keep clinging on Esau and his damn ways, but we commanded to leave about his ways. All right, so what I want to do now is I'm going to go ahead and end this here video, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to go into the scriptures about this. All right, like I said, I'm going to do a 2 parts to this, so that the fact that, you know, if this here part of the video do get flagged or whatever, whatnot, we still got the scriptures. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close out by saying, Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Rakal Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you all, can push this truth and sincerity in the 4 corners of the earth, and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Stay tuned for part 2.